Anya approached the old house, her footsteps echoing on the gravel path. The air was thick with the promise of rain, and a chill ran down her spine as she gazed at the shadowy windows. She hesitated at the door, feeling the weight of countless stories trapped within. Mr. Silas, frail and spectral, sat in a worn armchair, his eyes reflecting years of solitude. "Welcome, young lady," he intoned softly. Anya introduced herself as a writer seeking inspiration. Reluctantly, Mr. Silas gestured for her to sit by the hearth, his voice a whisper of the past, as he began recounting tales of the house. Mr. Silas spoke of spirits wandering the halls and chilling cries that pierced the night. Anya, enthralled yet uneasy, felt the tendrils of fear winding through her thoughts.
"Why do you stay here knowing what happens?"
she asked, her voice tinged with apprehension. As midnight approached, the house came alive with unsettling noises. Doors creaked open and slipped shut, while spectral shadows seemed to dance across the walls. Anya, initially skeptical, felt the icy grip of dread tightening around her heart. Anya was jolted awake by a scream that shattered the night. Mr. Silas's face was twisted in terror as he pointed to the window. She peered outside to see a tall, gaunt figure with blazing red eyes. It vanished as swiftly as it had appeared, leaving a deep sense of unease in its wake. Anya decided to leave the house, shaken by the night's events. As she stepped outside, she felt an icy touch on her shoulder. Turning back, she saw nothing but heard a whisper in the wind.
"Next, you are."
The house seemed to sigh as she walked away, leaving behind its haunted history and the spirits longing for release. The group of friends, led by Alex, halted in awe at the sight before them. The entrance to the carnival was marked by a pair of decrepit gates creaking ominously in the breeze. Sam, the ever-curious one, approached the gates with a mix of excitement and trepidation.
"I can't believe we found this place. And the descending down this amongst all these bones,"
Sam exclaimed, his eyes wide with wonder. The rest of the group, Millie, Mark, and Emma, exchanged uneasy glances, each feeling an inexplicable pull towards the eerie attraction. Lily shivered as they walked further in, her eyes darting between the shadows. Emma tried to lighten the mood, but her voice echoed hollowly in the empty space. "Come on, it's just an old carnival, nothing to be afraid of," Emma said, though her words lacked convictions. Mark, ever the skeptic, led them towards the center, where a twisted carousel stood. Its once vibrant colors had faded to ghostly hues, and the horses seemed to leer at them with sinister grins. Their friends exchanged nervous laughs, each trying to mask their growing unease. As the carousel spun faster, the world around them blurred, and the laughter turned into screams. "Alex, what's happening?" Alex shouted, gripping the pole tightly. "Sam, I don't know. It's like we're not in control," Sam replied, panic rising in his voice. Mark stumbled off the carousel, his eyes wide with terror.
"We need to get out of here, Meryl,"
Mark urged, his voice barely above a whisper. Lily nodded, feeling the presence closing in around them. "It's like the place is alive and hungry," Lily murmured, her voice trembling. Emma stood frozen, unable to look away from the creature. "What does it want?" Emma whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. Alex gathered his courage and stepped forward, his voice steady despite the fear clawing at his chest. "It feeds on fear. We need to stand together," Alex declared, reaching out to his friends. Sam took a deep breath, feeling the weight lift from his shoulders. "We can do this," Sam said, a newfound determination in his voice. As the shadows receded, the Carnival returned to its dilapidated state, the sinister presence vanquished. Together, they stumbled back onto the forest path, grateful for the lights of dawn breaking through the tree. Nini, let's never speak of this again, Nini suggested, a tentative smile tugging at her lips. Mark. Agreed, Mark replied, relief washing over him. And as they walked away, the gates behind them creaked shut, leaving the haunting carnival behind. Ella stood at the entrance of the mansion, her breath visible in the crisp night air, a sense of foreboding settling over her. She had inherited this ancient estate from a distant relative she barely knew, and now she was alone in its shadowy embrace. The wooden door creaked ominously as she pushed it open, stepping into the dimly lit foyer where cobwebs hung like ghostly veils. Ella wandered down the hallway, her footsteps echoing softly. The eyes of the portrait seemed to follow her every move, their expressions solemn and haunting. She paused before a particularly large painting, feeling an inexplicable chill. "Who were you?" she murmured, running her fingers over the gilded frame. The silence was her only answer, deep and unsettling. Ella stumbled upon a hidden library, its shelves brimming with ancient books. Her gaze fell upon a small, leather-bound diary lying open on a table. As she flipped through its pages, she discovered entries detailing the lives of the mansion's previous occupants, lives marked by tragedy and despair. It was as if the house itself consumed them, she whispered, a shiver running down her spine. The night deepened, and with it came a chilling whisper that seemed to emanate from the very walls. Ella lay awake in her room, the covers pulled tightly around her. "Leave, leave," the voices seemed to chant, growing louder with each passing moment. Her heart pounded in her chest as she sat up, scanning the darkness for any sign of movement. Ella bolted upright as a dark figure materialized at the foot of her bed. Its presence was oppressive, filling the room with a suffocating dread. "Who are you?" she cried, her voice trembling. The figure remained silent, slowly retreating into the shadows. Ella felt an inexplicable pull to follow, as if the very air was urging her onward. Ella found herself in a grand chamber, the air thick with the scent of wax and decay. The diary clutched in her hand seemed to pulse with energy, guiding her to the center of the room. "I know you're here," she called out, her fear giving way to determination. The shadows coalesced, forming a figure that was both human and otherworldly. "Release then," she demanded, her voice echoing through the chamber. As dawn broke, the oppressive presence lifted, leaving behind a sense of calm. Ella stood in the chamber, the diary now closed and silent in her hands. She had faced the spirits of the past and emerged unscathed. "This is my home now," she whispered, her voice resolute. The mansion, once a place of nightmares, now felt like a sanctuary, its secrets finally laid to rest.